Okay, so hi. Uh, see, I don't do this I only do this to share my knowledge and my truth and my perspective of my experiences thus far, what I have learned and what I have gathered, figured, from my life so far. And this is really an earth school. It really is. It's like imagine being with us with humans as and being having a soul. This is all spiritual. 3D goes down, like it goes from 12D to 3D. I think there's even, I don't even know. There's like a lot of dimensions, you know what I mean? But I mean, like the third dimension is the lowest, one of the lowest dimensions. And everything comes from mind, which comes down. It's manifested down, or it's manifested through the dimensions. And so, like, things happen in the 5D before they come down, or, 5D, 6D, it comes down from mind and manifests out into the 3D that way. And so we're like, this is like the last, it's like it's like being the sense, our senses. We have hearing, sight. It's actually, it's like being, being the atom of the molecule, experiencing life as the atom instead of the molecule, but knowing you're still the molecule in a way, and so like, but it's from a perspective it's difficult because it's in the moment, and it's not as easy to perceive what we need to, but it's very rewarding and it's very honoring when you do figure it out in that capacity. When you can be the sense and figure out that you have all five senses too, you can branch out to the sense and then still come back and be like, hey, I'm that and this, and then use that sensory perception to be who you are, or to be complete. um I digress. Anyway, the reason that I wanted to come on here is because the reason that I'm talking about this is because it's difficult to see truth when there's so much distortion around us. And the thing is, we were manipulated into this distortion. We were, but we knew that this before we came into this life, that these distortions were going on, that we could get caught up in these distortions, and that we could either, lower our vibration, or we could elevate it. We believed in ourselves to be able to elevate it. We came in deciding, like, I can do this, this is how I can do it, these are the things that could happen, I know that, and I believe I can do that, and so it's just a perspective you need to try and live in every moment with, is that this was my choice. It is a very empowering choice, though. But what I was trying to say, though, is that we don't realize this, we don't realize this when we're here at this point. We came in and we agreed to go in blind, and to learn the lessons blind, and to elevate in that way, which makes it, like I said, rewarding. It really does. It really does, because then you're grateful. You end up being grateful for the things that you go through, and when you learn the lessons that you came to achieve, because you can see things for what they are, and the beauty that lies within them in every moment. That's what I've come to learn anyway. And it is really, it's extremely difficult. I'm not gonna say I know everything. There's so much to learn still. I'm actually really excited to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I anticipate the future, and what it holds, and how much knowledge is out there, that for me to even go, seek out. And I think it's amazing. I'm like, because I love to learn and I love a challenge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm open-minded. I've never been a narrow-minded type of person, because that just limits my view, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? I want my view to be going on all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know. I love hearing other people's information. I love hearing other knowledge, because then it expands my own knowledge. So that's ego. Ego wants to be righteous, wants to be self-righteous. You know what I mean? That's what self-righteous is. The difference between self-righteous and righteous is that it's based on ego. You know what I mean? Self-righteous is their own righteous. What they believe in is right. Righteous is a standard that is across, it applies to everyone. It's right for everyone. And there is a middle ground to that. There is a morality that is shared by us all, and it's by being able to put yourself in the situation of another. Empathy, humility, um, those kind of compassion, all those kind of things is you caring from a spot where you can relate. We can't relate to others unless we've been there. It's just the way that it is. It's how we are as humans. We're stubborn that way. You know what I mean? Well, but it's not just stubborn. I mean, it's hard to relate to something that you don't really understand, that you haven't been through. And so, but when you put yourself in a place, even if you haven't experienced it, you've experienced something similar, but you choose to put yourself in a place where you can relate to another on another level. That's where morality lies. That's where the base of our morality and the righteous part of it lies. Okay, so because the righteous is what you want. Something is right when it's right for someone else and it's right for you. That's when it's right. That's the baseline of right. It's like if it isn't, someone's needs are are more important than someone else. That is not a thing. It isn't. Or even the IOU, like, if somebody does something for you, that means you have to do something for them. If it wasn't stated as terms, then no, you don't. That's enough.